So it affects memory, it affects mental capacity, it affects terrible things with your brain. Also, it throws the person's emotions out of balance. The person can go from sad to angry to depressed to happy. It makes them very volatile. It causes premature baldness, strange hair growth in weird places. The person, Chas v'sholem, loses the ability to receive Kedusha. Learning Torah, etc., very difficult. The person has bad breath, sweat, absolutely stinks, reeks. Every time he does this Aveira, Chas v'sholem, there's souls that come to the world. And when the souls come to the world, they realise that they've come here without a body. So they get furious at the person who's brought them down to this world. And they want to take revenge at their father who's brought them down through his life and in the next. So there's a halacha actually. A man's children is not allowed to go to his father's funeral. And why? Because angels, who, God forbid, the father may have created in his lifetime, want to harm his kids. The torment is never ending, in this life and for all eternity. Puts bad thoughts into the person's mind and ears to deny God's. The person, God forbid, can deny God and can become an idol worshipper. That's the introduction. I haven't started. Parasha Rab Chudnan. He says that the punishment for this Aveira is by death. Rab Ami, these are all great men by the way, it's as he shed blood. Rab Ashi, it's as if he served strange gods. The Zohar in Parashas Bereshis, he says, now listen to this, he talks about the evil generation of Noah. He says the generation of Noah, so wicked, so terrible, so awful, terrible Aveiras, idol worshipping, all the bad things, violence. It says, but there were many evil men, but their fate was not sealed until what? What was the one Aveira that their fate was sealed? Hashem finally think, right, I've had it with this generation. What was the Aveira? Wasting seed. Right. It shows how evil this Aveira is. Also, if you don't believe me, it's Meshechet Shabbat, page 41. The Zohar says that wasting seed, Tikkun HaBrit, more severe than all the sins in the Torah. Every single sin is worse than. He defiles his soul in this world and in the world to come, and cannot see the glory of the Shekhinah. Rab Acha does not receive life in the future world, so this person stands to die. He has no Olam Haba. All eternity, billions and billions and billions of years, trillions of years isn't even the beginning. All eternity is lost. Why?
So you should say instead of wasting seed, you should actually have intercourse, because then it's not
with your wife.
With your wife, yeah. But saying if you're below let's say below bar mitzvah,
yeah,
and so you should study, but you can't have a wife because you can't get married.
We'll get on to below the age of bar mitzvah actually. So he has no Olam Haba.
But so you're saying that if I, instead of wasting seed, instead of wanking, I should go and get married to someone.
Should have the willpower and the please God, you'll have the ability not to do the Aveira.
Yeah, but it's a natural thing.
It's a natural thing.
Everyone across the world.
Natural thing.
Everyone across the world does it.
It doesn't mean you can do it.
Doesn't mean I can do it, but it's just a natural. It's part of human nature. Why did Hashem put it there? Put it as such a tava then?
Because if there was no test, there was no option to do bad, he can't justify it. There's no justification for reward. If there was no evil inclination, if there was no option to go against Hashem and to resist that temptation, Hashem therefore doesn't have the obligation to reward that person.
He can't give reward in the world to come.
But what's your favourite food?
Why?
Just what's your favourite
food? Sushi. I like sushi.
Okay, so if I put you in a room full of sushi,
yeah,
and say for the rest of your life you're in this room full of sushi, but you can't even touch sushi,
yeah,
how would you feel? You really want sushi?
How would I feel?
You'd really want to eat it. The temptation is really strong.
Yeah.
It's your favourite food.
But, first of all, sushi isn't an Aveira, and it has eating
No,
kosher.
but if, for example, it was. if you put in a room with only that,
Because
and you're told it was.
yeah, but if you told me, it would be different because who are human. But if the creator of the universe, the master of the universe, told me, oh, that's a different story. It's all to. If a human tells you to do something, okay, you may not.
But it's a natural thing.
It's a natural thing.
There's something.
It's a natural thing to want to eat bacon because it looks tasty. It's a natural thing to want to go with girls. It's a natural thing to want to break Shabbat because you want to drive. You want to go to town. Well, you can say all these things are natural. They're all bodily, human, animalistic desires.
It has been scientifically proven to have a good effect on you. It's good.
Oh, well, it's not.
It's scientifically proven.
It's not scientifically
yes,
proven.
it is scientific. Do you want me to bring in a report tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, I'll bring in a report.
No, actually, I can also. I'm giving you a report now with scientific facts.
It's not scientific facts. Come on. Faith. That's what faith is.
No. Wait. I'm talking not the parasha, but when we talked about how it's sent down from the spine, it hurts the brain, and we'll get on to more scientific things.
Is that scientific? Has it been scientifically proven? Have they done a case study of thousands of people?
Rambam, who was one of the...
So what was it again? So why are people to the brain if what? Because for wanking, then you get loss of memory, brain memory, descent down the spine. So how come there's some perfectly healthy people who've wanked a lot? Who are some possessive wankers, who are some do it a lot.
They do it a lot. Maybe they've not done it enough times.
So what's enough times then?
I don't know. What are you asking me for? I'm just reading you what I've learned, and I'm telling you. If you want to listen, please God, you will. The point being...
I'm allowed to question. Is anything wrong with me questioning?
No, not at all. The point being, just because there is a Yetzer Hara for something, just because there's a temptation for something, it gives you no justification or whatsoever right to go and do that thing just because you have the urge to do it. If an Aveira is an Aveira, doesn't matter if you have the biggest temptation to do it. That's the reason why Hashem gave...
Aveira's not an Aveira. Find all these loopholes for it.
A sin is a sin. To waste seed is to waste seed. Just because someone wants to do it doesn't mean they can do it.
There's always an exception to the rule.
Not to waste seed.
What in a life-threatening situation?
The Zohar... okay, we said that. Shulchan Aruch, page 240, and Rambam. Yeah? Remember, one of the most intelligent men that I've ever lived. There's a statue of him in Washington. One of the best doctors that I've ever lived. Doctors. This is scientific research. Old age jumps on him, becomes weaker, vision goes weak. The Kitzur Shulchan Aruch says...
Visions go weak.
Vision goes weak. The Kitzur Shulchan Aruch says, heaven forbid children can die because of their father's sin or become evil people.
Okay, and then what about what Rabbi Yosef Mizrahi said?
Well, I don't know. This isn't from Rabbi Yosef Mizrahi. This is from all the Torah. There's no things making up by... Okay.
It's not from Torah, it's from Rabbi Akiva.
We're getting it from Meshech. Yeah, but where does Rabbi Akiva get his source from?
Well, else Rabbi Mizrahi will say he gets it from the Torah as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's also the foundation...
Everyone's got different opinions. They all have different opinions.
No, but there's definitely not one rabbi, definitely 1,000,000% definitely not one rabbi who says that it's okay to do it.
Do you
Definitely
think the
not.
rabbis listen to it? Do you think the rabbis don't have them when they were teenagers?
Yeah, but that... It depends. I don't know in their position, but I'm just reading you what Hashem wants you to do. What do you want from me? I'm just reading you what Hashem wants you to do. It's the foundation of poverty. Only one... Right, listen to this. You know how before you're 13... Yeah, before you're 13, you've got all the Averas in the book you're not accountable for.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong.
Oh, could you tell me when I was younger?
No, it goes to your father.
There was one...
Well, don't they all go to your father?
You're just not accountable. There's one Avera the person is accountable for. What's the Avera?
Waiting seed.
Yeah. Shows how terrible
that
it
is interesting. That never...
The Shalach 100 says prayers are not accepted. You can pray, and you can pray. You pray all you want, you do this Avera, your prayers won't get accepted.
Does that invalidate any other mitzvahs? Like, is there no point learning because of that? Like, tomorrow.
You shouldn't think like that. You should think, I'll stop. The Torah Hakadosh, Rab Atta, he says, just like someone protects their Brit, listen to this, so this maybe give you an incentive. Just like someone who protects their Brit, they get 80 different types of reward from Hashem. Hakadosh Baruch Hu. 80 types of different rewards. Reward which is so incredibly pleasuring they get from it. Yeah. Alternatively, someone doesn't protect their Brit. Someone who doesn't protect it. Okay, please can you go back to your class, please? Alternatively, someone who doesn't protect their Brit, they get 80 different types of punishment. You protect it, you get the most imaginable reward. You don't protect it, you get a terrible Avera. A terrible punishment, sorry. The Zohar says wasting seeds deserves strange death, just for putting themselves in a situation to have an erection. Therefore, you go into one of these evil websites.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, I'm not going to do the Avera, I'm just going to watch. You get an erection, that's what happens. It says the prayers aren't answered for 40 days if you swap out a wife. It causes Israel to be conquered. The Zohar, it says, a silly boy in his room thinks it's okay. It causes Palestinians to come into Israel. Terrible. The Zohar says does not leave Gehenna.
No, you're not blaming that on. Okay, whatever.
The Zohar says it does not leave Gehenna. The person never intentionally does it. So someone hears the halacha. You've heard what it's all about. Is awake and he's not. He's not asleep. He's awake and he knows what he's doing. He's not considered Jewish. In the shape of heaven, the neshama is like his body. It looks like a body. But when someone, God forbid, wastes seed, the shape turns into an animal, either a dog or a pig. That's because if he doesn't make teshuvah. If you wait,
just randomly a pig or randomly a
I don't know.
Dog.
It just says this. You did no teshuvah. That's what you look like for eternity. That's for Shalom. He causes sickness, depression. Zohar, Parashat Pinchas. Poverty chases him, even if he's rich. He'll end up poverty chasing him if he does this Avera. Rab Nachman of Breslov, of blessed memory, is a great man. Someone who fixed it will never fail from the test of money. Why? Because the test of money is a great challenge. So if someone overcomes this very great test, that should come easy.
So if I just stop wanking today, right? Will I never have to worry about money for the rest of my life?
We didn't say. We said it will never fail from money. Never fail.
What do you mean?
That doesn't necessarily mean you'll be a billionaire.
Not a billionaire, but it means I will never have to worry about money in my life. Because if that's true, then I will stop.
Yeah, well, this is what it says. It says fixed it. It will never fail from money. Many people fail from the test of money. If they're rich, if they're poor, you overcome this Avera. It says you'll never fail from the test of money. Massive incentive, no? And for what? What are you losing that for? What, 2 seconds of pleasure? Stupid that is. Right, Teshuvah. We're going to talk about Teshuvah now. Oh, no, not yet. Teshuvah, when someone does it, it automatically repairs damage from all of his sins. All of his sins. Incentive, no? Protection from travelling, you want it? Only if you keep your Brit. Someone who violates it, he loses his concentration. Someone who wastes seeds should be very careful of dogs, because he deserves the death penalty. Therefore, if he's putting himself in a situation where he can die with dangerous animals, the prosecutors in Shemaim says, Hashem, look, he's doing this terrible affair, he deserves the death penalty, therefore, we should put the dogs to bring him to death. The Yetzer Hara has a wife, worse than him, you're not even allowed to mention a name. When, God heaven forbid, someone wastes seed, she uses the person's seed, and uses it to give birth to demons. Demons.
Pretty sure mine is in the bin.
Uses it to give birth to demons. Scientifically, there are 300 million seeds that come out. 300 million. Now, if we just talked about one seed, it would be terrible. 300 million. Scientifically proved. Well, okay. Now, he can lose his wife. He can lose his destined wife. He cannot have, and the trouble, if he does have it, it would be a terrible relationship. Maybe, God forbid. He will find if he does keep his Brit, he will find his destined wife and have a loving relationship. The Teshuvah Riyah Kadosh. Oh, well, that's one maybe. Teshuvah Riyah Kadosh. One time of wasting seed. Right, now we're getting to Teshuvah. How do you fix this, Avera? One time you do it. One time. You have to fast for 84 days. 84 times, sorry. Fast for 84 times, that's how you get rid of it. There's a shortcut though. You do 2 days in a row, count to 27 fasts. 3 days equals 40 fasts. But we're in a very low generation, very hard for us to fast, so what do we do instead? We give 84 times 3, and we give that amount of money to tzedakah. To a meal for someone to have, to a poor person. 84 times 3, and you give that over your lifetime, you can pay the sin. But You say sorry in the Amidah, chatati avitu shati. You say, you think about the Avera, you say sorry to Hashem, you're ashamed of doing it, you really don't want to do it again, you say sorry. You can go in the mikveh, you say sorry in your own words, you don't have to do it you just say sorry to Hashem, I don't want to do it, give me the help never to do it again. But what is the biggest part of the teshuva? What's the biggest part of the teshuva?
I know people want to do it.
No.
To stop.
To stop. So stop doing the Avera. You can't fix a leaking pipe without patching up the leak first. You can't. It's possible. You want to do teshuva. You stop. That's the big. You can't. No way else. And also, you have to watch your eyes. You can't look at every woman that walks by. You have to watch your eyes, because if you watch, one of the reasons you look at all the women, you do stuff with the women, that will also give you an incentive to do it later on, and you'll have the Yetzer Hara will be a lot stronger on you. You don't watch your eyes, you nearly have no hope. You have to watch your eyes. Hashem says, you're a Jew, I'm Hashem, I'm holy, you have to be holy. Since I'm holy, you have to be holy. Chazal says boredom leads to sin. Stay occupied. Do whatever it needs to stay occupied. Don't hang out in the bathroom too long. You're not even allowed to touch that part of your body. You're not even allowed to touch that part of the body. Do whatever you can to avoid touching that part of the body.
What about when you're in the shower?
In the shower, to avoid touching it. Because we're setting up a fence around the fence. If someone's got a problem, we don't want...
It's like you're actually allowed to touch a pen, but there's a Chachamim said that you shouldn't, because it might lead to actually writing on Shabbos.
So, exactly. So
there's no need why.
And the end of it, never, ever, 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 ever waste it. Succeed. And the rabbi who was speaking, who gave him the shir, he said, all his notes he took, he said it's not even 1% of what he had. Not even 1%.